Good morning to all. Welcome to Splendid Leading. Today we have a discussion on 6th Social, Samachir Kalvi. Topic Resources. Sugar cane is processed to make sugar. Conservation of resources is careful use of resources. Resources which are confined to certain regions are called localized resources. ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட இடத்துல மட்டும்தான் ரிசோர்ஸஸ் கிடைக்கும் அந்த ரிசோர்ஸஸ். எக்ஸாம்பிள் மினரல் ரிசோர்ஸஸ், அதே மாதிரி பிளான்ட்ஸு, அதெல்லாம் ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட இடத்துல மட்டும்தான் கிடைக்கும். ஆக்சுவல் ரிசோர்ஸஸ் ஆர் பீயிங் யூஸ்ட் இன் த ப்ரெசன்ட். கமர்ஷியல் ரிசோர்ஸஸ் ஆர் த மோஸ்ட் வேல்யூபிள் ரிசோர்ஸஸ். ஏன்னா அது வியாபாரம் பண்ணுறதுனால அதோடைய வேல்யூ அதிகம். Collection of resources directly from nature is called primary activities. Primary resources டைரெக்டாக கலெக்ட் பண்ணுறது வந்து primary resources. Renewable resources. After consumption, resources can be renewed with the period of time is called renewable resources. Example, air, water, sunlight. Human resources are groups of individuals who use nature to create more resources. Though human beings are basically natural resources, we can classify human beings separately individual resources. Individual resources are resources privately owned by individuals. Example, house, and apartments, buildings, etc. Tertiary activities. Tertiary activities are basically concerned with the distribution of primary, secondary products through a system of transport and trade. Service sectorனு சொல்லலாம் அந்த tertiary activities. Banking, trade, communication, recreations, cinema, etc. What are the resources? The resources is anything that fulfills human needs. When anything is of some use, it becomes valuable. All resources have values. The value can be either commercial or non-commercial. What are the actual resources? Actual resources are the resources that are being used and the quantity available is known. Example, coal mining at Neyveli Lignite Corporation. Abiotic resources. Abiotic resources are non-living things. Land, water, air, minerals are abiotic. உயிரில்லாத resources. Sustainable development. It is well known that sustainable development is the process of using the resources of current use with consideration of the requirements of the future generation of the world. Development is necessary without affecting the needs of future generations. If the present needs of resources are met and the conserving of resources for the future is balanced, we call it sustainable development. This is very important for human development and protection of nature. Differentiate universal and localized resources. Universal resources are present everywhere. Example, sunlight, air, whereas localized resources at specific regions. Example, minerals. For example, iron ore is very popularly concentrated in central India. Though human beings are natural resources, why are they classified separately? Though human beings are basically natural resources, we classify human beings separately. Education, health, knowledge, skill have made them valuable resources. Example, doctors specialized in medical, scientists specialized in this particular domain, and teachers are specialized in the specific area. Compare natural and international resources. Natural resources, national resources are the resources within the political boundaries and oceanic areas of the country. Example, tropical forest region of India, international resources. Whereas international resources are all oceanic resources found in the ocean. Open ocean resources found in the region can be utilized only after an international agreement. Example, ambergris. ஆம்பர்ஜீஸ் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து ஒரு திமிங்கலம் வெளியக்கூடிய ஒரு கழிவுப் பொருள். அது வந்து ஒரு காஸ்ட்லியான பொருளாக வந்து இன்றைக்கி வியாபாரம் ஆகிட்டு இருக்கு. டெய்லி நியூஸ் பேப்பரில் வருது. இது நிச்சயம் கொஸ்டின் கேட்க வாய்ப்பு இருக்குது. குரூப் 1 குரூப் 2 மெயின்ஸ்லேயே கேட்க வாய்ப்பு இருக்குது. What is the main difference between man-made resources and human resources? Man-made resources. Natural resources are modified or processed by technology into man-made resources. Example, sugar cane processed to get sugar. All structures built by man can also be called man-made resources. Example, bridges, houses, road, etc. Human resources are a group of individuals who use nature to create more resources. Through human beings are basically natural resources, we classify human beings separately. Write the Gandhian thoughts on conservation of resources. Mahatma Gandhi blamed human beings. Why? Because human beings are the responsibility of depletion of natural resources. Because of over exploitation of resources, unlimited needs of human beings. So conservation is very important. How are natural resources classified? Explain any three with examples. Natural resources are classified according to the origin, development, renewability, distribution, ownership. On the basis of origin, biotic resources and abiotic resources. All living resources are biotic resources. Example, plants, animals, and microorganisms. Non-living resources are abiotic resources. Example, land, water, air, minerals. On the basis of development, actual resources and potential resources. The resources that are being used at present are actual resources. The quantity is known. Example, coal at Neyveli. The resources that are not utilized at present are potential resources, that is future resources. The quantity and location are not known. Example, marine east in the Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea. On the basis of renewability, renewable resources and non-renewable resources. After consumption, resources can be renewed with the period of time is called renewable resources. Example, air, water, and sunlight. Natural resources that have limited stock are non-renewable resources. Example, coal, petroleum, natural gas, minerals. How can resources can be conserved? Careful use of resources is the conservation of resources. Due to the rapid increase in population, the resources are being utilized at a very fast rate. To avoid this, we need a sustainable development. Sustainable development can take place when wastage and excess consumption is prevented. Reusable resources or recycled pollution is prevented. Environment is protected. Natural vegetation and wildlife are preserved. The best ways to conserve resources is the follow 3 R's, that is reuse, reduce, and recycle. What is resource planning and why it is necessary? The technique of skill proper utilization of resources is resource planning. Resource planning is necessary because resources are limited and we have to use them properly. Also, we have to save the resources for our future generation. Resources are unevenly distributed over the different parts of the world. It is also essential for the production of resources to protect them from over exploitation. Explain primary, secondary, and tertiary activities. Resources, example, sunlight, air. Primary activities. They are concerned with the production of raw materials for foodstuff and industrial use. Primary activities include agriculture and its allied activities, including cattle rearing, fishing, mining, collection of fruits, nuts, honey, rubber, resin, and medical herbs, etc. Secondary activities. The raw materials obtained from the primary activities are converted into finished products through machinery on a large scale. These activities are called secondary activities. Then tertiary activities. Tertiary activities are also called service sectors, are basically concerned with the distribution of primary and secondary products through a system of transport and trade. Example, trade and commerce, banking, communication, insurance, etc. Next question, statements and inferences. Statement: solar energy is the best substitute for thermal energy in tropical regions. Inference: 1. Coal and petroleum resources are receding. Statement 2. Inference 2. Solar energy will never deplete. Correct answer. Both 1 and 2 are followed. Statement 1. If you don't conserve resources, the human race may become extinct. Inference 1. You need not conserve resources. Inference 2. You need to conserve resources. Answer. Only conclusion 2 follows. Statement 1. Man switched over to agriculture. Inference 1. Food gatherers experienced scarcity of food. Inference 2. Food gathered was not nutritious. Answer. Only conclusion 1 follows. Time and technology was 2 important factors that determine time and technology. Whether a substance is resource or not. All resources that have been directly provided by natural resources, nature, are called natural resources. Man mined precious metals simultaneously for making ornaments, ஆபரணங்கள். The non-renewable energy resources become exhausted, அழிஞ்சு போகிறது, தீர்ந்து போகிறது, after use, and the time take to replace does not match the life cycle. Ambergris is used in making perfume industries. Ambergris in Tamil it is called திமிங்கில கழிவுப் பொருள். பொதுவாக அறியப்படும் ambergris இது திமிங்கிலத்தின் விந்தணுவாக கருதப்படுகிறது. பித்த நாளத்தால் உருவாக்கப்படுகிறது. ஆடம்பர வாசனை திரவியங்களில் பயன்படுத்தப்படும் தனித்துவமான நறுமணம் காரணமாக இந்த பொருள் அதன் விலையுயர்ந்த மிதக்கும் தங்கம் என்று அழைக்கப்படுகிறது. சர்வதேச சந்தையில் அதன் தேவை அதிகமாக இருப்பதற்குத்தான் இதன் விலையே காரணம். Marine yeast has greater potential than terrestrial yeast. Non-renewable resources. Natural resources that have limited stock are non-renewable resources. Example, coal and petroleum. Community-owned resources are the resources which can be utilized by all the members of the community. Example, public parks. World's largest pharmacy. Tropical rainforests are called world's largest pharmacy. Tropical rainforests are called world's largest pharmacy. 25% of the natural vegetation are medicinal plants. Example, cinchona. What are abiotic resources? Abiotic resources are non-living things, land, water, air, minerals, and abiotic resources. Thank you, friends.